Hello. Happy Tuesday. um, I hope you're I hope you're well today. I don't really know what I'm going to be talking about at all today, actually. So let's get started. So let's see. So the creator is here again. This is his this is his opportunity to share, and today he wants he wants you to start to understand. So we're building on what we talked about last week, and he wants you to, you know, really and truly start to understand how your fears are blocking you from accepting new levels of truth. So last week we were talking about truth, um, and getting comfortable with accepting it, and now he wants to. He's showing me like a shine a spotlight on the depths of your fears and how those fears are impacting your ability to. It's really cool. It's like appreciating who you are, but also accepting. We're in a place where, you know, as humans, we have to accept that almost nothing that what we've been told is true about who we are and why we exist. And that's a those are big things to swallow, to allow yourself to embrace. And right now, what he wants you to understand is you, all of humanity, yes, but right now, he wants me to talk to you. And he wants you to know that you're in the most massive experience of growth and expansion that you've ever been in. And you're in this place because you chose to see beyond what you've been told is true. And yes, they're celebrating you. Yes, they're saying congratulations, but it's more than that. It's time to start to recognize that your willingness to accept these levels of truth that you have been accepting is because you're remembering who you are. You know that who you are is more than you've been told. And it's less of this, I need to fight against the system, and it's more of, I need to surrender to myself and my own inner knowing, because that's what's going to catapult you forward. That's what's going to allow you to move into this next stage. You know, we're in the middle of um, a financial collapse, and it's been going on for a few years, so this is not anything new. We're in the middle of um, right, the four systems: the financial, the medical, the education system, and religion. They're all collapsing, and it's going to probably take another 15 to 18 years for it to fully be demolished, is the words that they're sharing. And it's recognition that this is the this is the important time, where a lot of truths have been revealed, and yet the bigger ones are still remain hidden, because we need to create a place where it's safe for humans to move forward. And what they mean by safe is that we can carry each other. We can all move forward together in a way that allows us to support this new foundation, because that's really what we're building. We're building the foundation for the future now. And that's where, a lot of people get caught up and they want to get to the goal, right? And this is what the education system's taught us, right? Shoot for the goal, shoot for the goal. Don't worry about the details, just shoot for the goal. And what the creator is saying is now is more important than ever. And what we need to be doing as a human race is supporting each other, because it's never been done before. The entire breakdown and how we were able to be manipulated is because we were taught to work against each other. And even the awakening, the journey of awakening that's been going on for the last few hundred years, it's still humans in that old paradigm of working against each other, right? It's using judgment, it's using competition, it's using um, a destination and a scale of accomplishment. There's only one accomplishment that we're all shooting for is the resurrection of humanity. And when you understand that that's the only goal, then you no longer have competition in you. You no longer have a strive to beat anyone else to get to that goal. It's a recognition that it doesn't work that way. The goal that we're all working towards is about it's about lifting each other up. It's about embracing who we are, but simultaneously embracing the truth of our brothers and sisters. You know, it was a couple weeks ago and I remember asking, the creator why he created races in humanity. And he said, "No, I didn't. There's one human race. There's there's human beings who have a variety of skin tones and a variety of traits and physical features and attributes that allow them to deal with the harsher aspects of the physical climate and physical world. These aren't relevant anymore because you've broken the barriers of humans remaining in their physical location. That's why it no longer matters. So originally humans were created to be adaptable to the environment. And in order to ensure it's not so much survival, but an ability to thrive and an ability to succeed in our goals, we took on different physical attributes and physical roles. And in doing so, we were able to more easily um, experience the intentions that we had for ourselves. And so that's really where um, the physical dynamics shifted and changed. But there's only one race. It's the human race. And there are other species that have different races, but there's only one race within the human um, realm of existence. And so this is it's not only important, it's the foundation of where we're going. And until we recognize and realize that we're all in this together, and it does not mean that you are meant to be carrying anyone else. That is not the intention. The intention is when given the opportunity, you choose to rise in your own journey. And when given the opportunity to support others and surrender to the truth, when you know they're meant to rise, it's choosing to lift them. It's choosing to allow them to recognize their own greatness, even when they can't yet. Because I know you felt that so many times in your own life. You felt, why don't people see me? Why don't they get it? Why don't they understand? But the reality is that why don't, that's your fight. And we need to surrender and stop fighting. When humans were first created, we had a full inner awareness of who we are. Every single human on the planet and in existence in the universe had full awareness. So there was no need to prove who you are and who you were and what you were doing. and what your purpose was. You could feel it. And as soon as, energetically, as soon as we come into connection with another, you don't go into them, you don't take someone else on. It's like the energies they just have to overlap a teeny bit and you have full awareness of that other being, right? And what that looks like in day to day, right? Just now, it's me, being able to communicate with the creator. We just overlap a little bit. Why? Because both of our intentions are meeting at the same time. And he asked me to offer this for you, and I chose to participate, you know and that's the whole point. Was it scary for me to do this? Absolutely. Was it uncomfortable? Yep, you better believe it. Am I going to say to everyone, I'm speaking with the creator? That's probably the number one challenge, that most people, they believe that the creator is above them and that they're trying to perform for him, or they don't want to admit his existence at all, right? Because of the suffering that they've endured and they've had to carry, and the burdens that come along with that. And that's that's what we're rising from. We're rising from the illusions that have been created to keep us hidden from ourselves. That is the entire point of this resurrection of humanity. And in order to do so, your number one focus, your number one goal is restoring your comfort level with who you are. And what that looks like every day is being willing to accept when something is amazing inside of you. And it's being willing to honor it. And honoring doesn't mean I need everyone to see it. Honoring means I'm going to follow it in spite of my own discomforts. And that's the fear that they were talking about, right? Your fear of embracing the truth of who you are is crippling your ability to accept your greatness. And so when you do that, that's what you're contributing to humanity. And the creator says that time for that is done. That time for hiding ourselves, we were taught to do that so that we wouldn't experience our own greatness. And I mean, we're not going to get into all the details because it's not important. That's not what he wants to talk about today. What he wants to talk about is the restoration and the resurrection of human existence and humankind. And it's remembering that, we hear it all the time, we are one, we are one, we are one. But what it means is we are trillions of human souls working towards the same goal. We all have our own unique approach, and we all have our own unique ability. We are not the same. Every single human in existence is unique. You hold a very specific aspect of existence itself inside of you. And your mission, your purpose, your reason for being is restoring your awareness of who you are and what you're meant to be doing. The best way to do that is by living your life. The opportunities that come, take them. The experiences that you have, learn from them. What feels right, what doesn't. And follow the things that feel right. When it doesn't feel right, make a change. Don't wait. Don't wait as a result of, being told to accept anything. Don't accept anything that doesn't allow you to be who you are. But remember, you're not fighting against that other person. Your goal is to help them remember who they are, because then they're going to be more accepting of who you are. If we continue to fight, we continue to compete, we continue to have these power struggles, what's going to happen is humanity is going to fall and the dark side will rise. And we know that that's not going to happen because we've got everything to lose and they don't. It's really that simple. And the creator, he believes in you. He believes in your ability to remember, your ability to restore your awareness of who you are, and your ability to become who you are meant to be. That's the one and only goal that the Creator has for you. And yep, it seems big, but it's inside of you. All the answers, all the awareness, everything you need is already in there, right? You know, my ability to communicate, it was in me. It was in me all along. It was closed down for a long number of years. And it closed from the time I was about 12, 13, until the time my mother passed away. And that was simply because it was my mother who questioned my abilities, who questioned um, my ability to access information. And so every time I would share information, she would say things, don't be a little Miss Know It All, mind your own business. But the reality is, it was part of our story for her to pass away. And I was 29 when she left. And that's when I started to open. And here I am 20 years later. I'm still learning. We're all learning, you know? That's the whole point of being human, is to continue to learn. But right now for you, look back at your journey, For me, my whole career, it started in customer service. Every job I had, it was customer service and, dealing with the most challenging customers. But the reality is that's part of my story. It had to I learned how to be human and how to bring a human approach and how to go deeper and to actually figure out what was really going on with that person and their experience. It's all part of this. Every experience you've ever had is part of this. And your job is to start to pay attention so you can remember what your soul's been trying to tell you all along, because there's magic in you that it's meant to be unleashed, right? But we don't unleash things on other people. We don't release them at other people. We release them for other people. So if your intention is to help someone rise, there's a difference between I need them to do it this way. Why can't they see what I see? You'll never make it. You'll never, because that person isn't ready. Your job is to help them get comfortable. What does that mean? What does that look like? It means you don't judge them no matter what they say. When they're angry, you recognize their anger is fear. So your job is to figure out, what are they scared of? Let me talk to them about that. It's not asserting your perspective, because that doesn't help anybody. Your willingness to participate and help humanity rise is what's going to change the future of humanity. And that's what we're building now. You're building your future. You're building the future for generations that are going to come for millions of years. Just feel that for a minute. You are creating a foundation for the next millions of generations to come from you. That's how far humanity's going. We're not over. We're just getting started. And this resurrection is what humanity will carry as we move forward, because we will become unstoppable. We will become more powerful than ever by overcoming this and transforming into who we were meant to be, by remembering. And that's what you want to do. Look into your past, look through your life, and look at your greatest challenges. Find those lessons, and then look at how you're going to lift yourself up as a result of what you've learned. Just seeing the truth that your challenges were who and what you needed to remind yourself of who you are and who you came here to be in this life at this time, as humanity's going through this last stage of the breakdown before the new is built. We're building the foundation, which means we have to tear down everything that isn't working, right? If you think about a house, and the foundation's been eaten by termites, that's really what's happened to humanity. So every bit that has been compromised has to go. So look, and the compromised aspects of this are how you treat yourself and how you treat others. If you bring judgment, if you bring fear, if you bring anger, if you bring competition, that's on you. But it's not about judging yourself and penalizing yourself. It's about recognition that you don't have to be that way anymore because that's not who you were ever meant to be. You were meant to be the human who rises because you're willing to see truth and you're willing to participate in the greatest journey that ever existed. So I thank you for tuning in. Please, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you want to share, if you want to ask anything, please put them in the comments below and I will get back to them. I promise. Thank you so much, you guys. It's been wonderful. Have a great week. I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.